So, me hearties, welcome to Pirates Radio ARRR. Every week we get together and we talk about the things we've been doing, the things people are doing, what pirates are doing, and privacy and other stuff. This week we don't have any special guests, but we do have some pretty good developments that we've been working on. Really excited to get this stuff released. It's really been one of my main ideas and goals to push since we started working with the project in October. And that would be the Z-commerce stuff that's coming down the pipe pretty quick finally. Also, a couple other small side developments, new little things, talk about listing applications, and we'll take your questions in Trollbox the whole time. And at the end, if you want to speak up and ask your questions, we'll open up the radio for people to ask questions as well. So, without further ado, me hearties, who's with us this week? Go ahead and sound off.
Draith,
the coin man. We got a handful of people in here, about 10. Let's see if we can end up with some more today. It's a good number of people. How you are? Hope y'all are doing well. Does the beep come in when I do my push to talk? Just curious. I'm not sure if you guys.
barely.
Yeah, I thought I had it. I'll take care of it. No problem. Done. So, greetings, pirates. This week a good week in regards to the VerusPay plugin coming out for WordPress. Very excited for the Verus project. The plugin supports Z address payments through your desktop, and they are functional. I tried it out. Works good, seamless, no problem. Really excited for them to add Z address functionality to Verus mobile apps and people in time to help with some of that. I know that Radix42, I sent her a new library from Zcash that was released a couple weeks ago, and that has plenty of new command line commands for her to try and work this out. In addition to that, one thing that she said that's probably the paper wallet piece that's needed to get the paper wallet done as well. So hopefully that will get expedited shortly. We'll have the paper wallet wrapped up with the new libraries that she's got, as well as the ability to now assist Mike Tatongi and Verus with putting in these Z address transactions in Verus Mobile. So I'm going to connect her with Mike Tout Jr., who is obviously Mike Tout's kid, and they will be working together, hopefully, to get that done. I know that a lot of the stuff involved will require Mike himself, Senior. So we'll see what happens with that, because he's very focused on PBAAS right now, PBOS, Public Blockchain as a Service. So I don't want to distract him from that. That's his main mission statement and goal right now. And therefore, I've got Radix hopefully going to help out with that pretty soon here. Another thing that Radix is working on, it's not so much a secret anymore, she's been posting about it all over Twitter, is a full node hardware application for Komodo, which will facilitate Z transactions and all of the asset chains. So right now you can buy a Casa HODL or a Nodelet or any variety of Bitcoin full node servers, and these are used to strengthen the network. People can also use them to manage their own transactions and keep track of, verify the network. So that's pretty interesting. It's not exactly a huge development per se, other than it's very forward-thinking, future-thinking, looking to enable a solid network base for Z transactions to act upon. So perhaps someday the full node software can have some way to facilitate Z transactions. I'm not a developer, so that'll be up to Radix and the team, like Duke and JL, to find out if there's a way to make that happen. I think they're smart enough to, so it's just a matter of time and energy and effort towards that. So excited about that stuff. the KMD node on the Nodelet is what it is. Nodl.it is their website, nodl.it. And they are out of the box, ready to go, plug and play. She's ported Monero onto it, so we've done a little favor for another privacy coin in the community because, privacy is important, and whether or not it's Monero or someone else who survives, obviously we want Pirate to survive too, but there's got to be some players in this market. Otherwise, there will be no players in this market, and that's dangerous for everyone involved in cryptocurrency. So glad to help out Monero and help Radix push that, get that done. They're going to probably sell and or release that soon, I'm guessing, on the Nodal website soon enough. And then she's working on the Komodo integration soon, shortly. So very excited about that news. Any quick questions about that before we move on? So if you're not following Radix42 on Twitter, go ahead and give her a follow. She's talking about the Nodelet work. You can keep progress in touch with her there, as well as the Nodelet account, and get some additional information when that is getting ready to release. Maybe you can order your own if you're interested in supporting networks like Bitcoin or others. I have already ordered mine and really looking forward to that. So that said, let's move on to exchanges and listings and all that. Crypto Bridge, KYC, woo! Everyone's excited, right? Gonna trade your pirate for Tether? Woo!
Oh God.
So when I saw the news about the KYC, about the Tether, my initial thought was, when's KYC coming? And sure enough, there it is. And James and I both assumed that this was probably the reason. And sure enough, I spoke with them about it. It seems like it is the reason. No, look, they're a businessman. They're just a bridge. They've got to do what they got to do to stay compliant for their jurisdiction. Can't really say much about that. We can just move on. People will want to use the exchange still. We got what to mine support out of it. We have one of our CoinMarketCap exchanges needed supported out of it. It's a place for people to arbitrage trade, so not too upset about the whole thing, that the way it panned out, other than, didn't expect it at all. So still trading on digital price, contains 90% of the volume. Great exchange. I feel glad to support them and help make them stronger through the volume that we've been providing with them. So very excited about that. That said, new exchanges, CoinBenny, the one that Komodo recently partnered with for DPow promotion, is far too expensive to list on. Just not even up for discussion. So unfortunately, I responded to their email and I asked, was that a typo? Did you mean to write this number for listing fee? And I haven't heard back in 3 days, so I'm assuming it wasn't a typo and we probably won't list there.
Please tell us the number. We are curious.
It was double digits, and the first one was not a 1, so that's all I can say. I don't want to, rake them over the coals. They have a great exchange, very popular, very big. That anyone can charge what they want to charge, right? So, yeah, it was like, yeah, I can't afford that, man. I'm not even gonna. So, that said, we moved on from CoinBenny pretty quick. CoinExchange.io, spoke to them last week, and their developers, they are unable to integrate Z address at this time. So went back and forth with them. They spoke with me. I provided them with that new Zcash paperwork. They still couldn't do it. So CoinBenny or CoinExchange is also off the table too, unfortunately. I was kind of looking forward to that because they seemed excited about it, but they just can't do it at the end of the day. So we'll have to move on from there. That said, I applied to at least 4 different ones this week. Blue Trade, Costs.io, eToro, and QTrade. So I've spoken with QTrade. They seem excited. They're looking at the paperwork right now, the GitHub and the Zcash documentation I provided them with. So hopefully we'll have some good news there. Waiting to hear back from the other 3. Cost is a pretty cool one. It's got fiat in and out. Yes, it's got KYC, but they also do 8 million a day in volume, and they do have trade bots available if people want them. So it's an interesting newer exchange that's trying to come up. What don't you like about it, Z? Always glad to talk about people with projects. I've used them for about a year now. I don't use them a lot, but I like the fact that they're trying to integrate merchant protocol and platforms. So merchants can use them for payment processing, exchange, right? Transferring their payments into fiat. So I'm kind of looking forward.
Can you hear me?
Into that. Yeah, I can hear you, man. Go for it. Let's hear it.
Yeah, well, I've just had very bad experience with costs. It's almost unusable from my end. Even since they changed it, it's terrible exchange. It's very bad UI. Not nice experience at all.
Well, here's the thing. It would help us get listed on CoinMarketCap.
We just need another exchange.
No, you're right. In terms of the UI and UX, I did feel the same way last year, even after they rolled out their new
Didn't
1.0
improve
or 2.0. It didn't really improve that much. Although they have made some changes recently. I haven't been on in the past 2 months or so I'd have to jump back on and see. But as I was saying, they've got the fiat. They've got a future plans for merchant portal where merchants can sign up and use them as a payment processor or an exit gateway for fiat. So that was my real thought process there.
I was saying earlier that there is that old Tilly. They are interested in listing Pirate. They've got very small volume, but they're a really nice exchange to use. People who use them, guy who runs it, sound guy, and he's really on the case with keeping people updated and updating coins. Like, check them out. At the moment, they're very small volume, but I think they're going to be up and coming because they do things right. But he seemed definitely interested in listing Pirate, but I haven't got back to him. But I could ask him again if you want. That wouldn't cost anything as well. And they're on CoinMarketCap.
What was the name? Can you...
Altilly, ALTILY, or maybe LLY.com. Altilly. It's a very simple exchange, but it works.
Do me a favor. Just because I got my hands full right here for the next 45 minutes, can you write that in the suggestions channel for me? And then I'll bust that out later today. I like the suggestion. I'm glad for your feedback on costs. I appreciate that. So like I said, last time it was only 2 Bitcoin to list. They've got the fiat. They've got the merchant services on deck. So that was my only thought there. But again, if people don't like it, I get it, right? That's also why we want to list on as many exchanges as possible. As many good exchanges as possible that have quality, volume, that have reliability of not going under on us, right? Stuff like that. Oh, Lutz, we may have one coming. So definitely cool. Qtrade is a very affordable cost. Looking forward to hearing back from them. eToros does a lot of marketing on their side. Really excited to hear back from them because that's a place where they can grow pretty good. They did that viral HODL advertisement last year, so that would be cool. Blue Trade people like. So those are 4 places that I'm working on right now, and I'll check out Altilly and Crux again after the show.
I remember 1 month ago you applied for listing to BitBay or something like that. Did they respond anything?
They left me on red twice. So cool. I'll throw those 2 back out there later. And in regards to Tortuga, it's not off the shelf. We people have asked about it. We've talked about it. It's certainly going to be a different iteration than what we originally planned, but I think it's going to be even better, more piratey, more free. more anarchistic. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. But we'll have an open testing period soon for that. So very cool to have a Z compatible exchange for people to over the counter trade without fear of risk. So yes, awesome. If anyone knows pirate lore and history and wants to do a write-up about the history of Tortuga and how it applies to what we do, would love to see something like that and incorporate it into a release article. Would be fantastic. I might have to do it myself, but I'm not that flush for time. So Mr. Lynch and I have been chatting about KMD Notary Node stuff. Excited to produce some good material and architecture and propaganda stuff for reasons to vote for pirate notary nodes. So very excited about all that. He and I spent, well, he probably spent twice the time I did this weekend, but I spent all day Saturday working on pirate and the pirate notary nodes coming up. So I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with the notary node system or how it works, but every year, I'll just go over real quickly for those who are newer. Komodo has 64 notary nodes that really have no say in what happens. They don't have a choice to choose or omit or block transactions. All they do is run a specific code that allows them to notarize the hashes to Bitcoin. So what it does is it depow every 10 minutes places a backup hash mark of your blockchain onto Bitcoin. And these notary nodes are required to run very high powered servers. They're required to be available basically 7 days a week, if possible, for upgrades, alarms, changes, new chains. Every time a new chain is added or depow is added, they've got to update their systems. They really do have a lot of work involved, I think, maybe not. I know Black Joker has scripted a lot of this, but I'm going too deep here. Long story short, the notary nodes are critical for depow and securing Komodo's IP in that regard. And every year they have an election where you can run for a position. They have 32 nodes that get elected every year. The top 32 performing nodes automatically get reelected. That list, there are, I think, 4 or 8 developer nodes that are automatically every year reelected as well. So developers have their own nodes. Then the top, I think, then it's 24, right? After that are reelected. And then so 32 are reelected every year. Pirate's going to run for 2 nodes. This will provide Pirate with some income from those notary nodes. We're planning to support the developers, the ecosystems, listing fees, stuff like that with these funds. And obviously, first things first, we want to pay any server costs and subscription costs that are involved with this. So that's going to come off the top. But really, the majority of the funds are to support our time. The node operator, Mr. Lynch, and myself, for pressing pirate stuff, for pressing the pirate private shops. So some of the funds are going to be used to help build the private shop repository. Some of the funds are going to be used for the notaries themselves in terms of paying for the servers. And then some of the funds are also going to be used to support other projects in the ecosystem. So we're still talking about that and figuring out numbers, but we obviously want to show some support for Varus and for KMD Labs because they helped us both get to where we're at today. And so, a small percentage of our funds each month can go towards those projects to help out. It'll help get those communities on board with Pirate as well. And also a little kickback to the community too, in terms of we're not sure yet. But again, looking forward to that. Keep your eye out the next week or two, and we'll start marketing and campaigning, I guess is the right word. Not marketing. I hate that word. Campaigning for the notary nodes. So keep your eye out. It should be fun. If you know any Komodo holders at the time, tell them to hold their Komodo and vote for the pirate notary nodes. Jeannie finished up the wallet. Pirate QT wallet part version 1. So very excited about that. He and I are going to talk this week about some other things that we want to add to it. So for that, drop your suggestions in wallet support or wallet development channel, actually, and we'd be glad to hear those. On his agenda going forward, Genie's working on the private mining pool. So he's setting up a private mining pool for ARRR. That way, miners who have any amount of hash power they want, but those with a good amount of hash power who have a considerable chance to find their own blocks can start mining on their own, and instead of having to set up the whole mining software themselves. So that would be really cool. Excited to have that. I think we can throw out a new mining video on that. Should be nice and helpful for those like myself who want to privately mine and don't have the skill to set up the pool like myself. That means if you rent nice hash, you can rent straight to it. You can get all the rewards instead of splitting the rewards. If you have a good, like I said, amount of hash yourself, if you win a Z9 with one of our giveaways, however you want, go ahead and throw them on that private mining pool. I'd really love to see more people encouraged to mine privately and capture their own blocks. So the big news that's coming out and moving around and down the pipe is the Z-commerce finally coming along. Did anyone here buy anything the last couple days from either the coins or Human Action? I bought both.
I had a few orders.
I'm going to do a giveaway here for 10 of these pirate physical coins. I'm going to give away 2 per winner, 1 for them and 1 for their friend of choice that they tag. So they're going to be required to tag people, and then we'll pick from random out of those people. So they and their friend will win a physical pirate coin. And that'll be something I'll do here just for fun in the future. And we'll be marketing your store, Draith. So if you have any other coins you want to start adding soon, reach out to those communities and get some designs together so that those can be ready when we do that. And I'll hold off on that if you want until you make any decisions about what you want to do there, yeah? So we can have your website and all set up, and then we can co-market for you on that.
Problem is that I'm trying to get ARRR to be set up on the new site, but problem is that there's no good way with it yet. I've tried to find manual payments for alternative coins, but the only one that I really found was one that doesn't list any coin, So that's why I sent you that email address to email them and ask them to add it.
Which I totally forgot to do. Let me write that down.
Aside from that, though, I talked to Mike Tout, and he mentioned to basically hold off for right now on as far as the coin goes. So they want some all silver coin plus some other stuff on it. So he's just still got to decide with that. But I'll see. I'll talk to the guys over at Komodo and see if they want anything.
Yeah, just hit up James. I guarantee you'll sell 100 of those, so you could probably just make those without pre-orders, I would think. I'm sure James is fine with it. I think just design-wise is what you need to do.
Yeah, I want to get community input.
Perfect. So, very cool. Let's work on that together because we can gain exposure for Pirate through your site. It's very piratey. You've got Pirate on there. We'll just keep it profiled as the first coin, and then everyone's got to search from there, right?
Yep.
And then I can help you go through other communities and look for projects who want to do something like this, right? So just say, hey, if you're looking for coins, give me a down payment number. We'll talk about this afterwards, obviously, but give me a down payment number or something, and give me, if they want 50 or 100 or whatever, right? And then we can just send them a little mini sales pitch, right?
Do a base of 100, just about the same price, surprisingly.
Yeah, right. So you just say, give me a down payment of X amount, and obviously different communities with different popularities will have different down payments, right? Whereas someone might buy a lot more of one versus the other. So just something for us to work on and think about, because I think it'll help create cross exposure for Pirate as well as the Pirate being the ability, crypto to pay with on the site. So
Yeah, exactly.
you're like, add to your order. Do you want to add a single physical Pirate coin for 50% off? If you pay with
I'm down for
ARRR.
that. Yeah. What was it? It allows me to do stuff like that too if I use certain payment methods.
So that's good. I'm in a lot of communities that would be able to show that to other projects they like, right? Their favorite project. Where see, this is something you don't want to do yourself. You want to give it to the community and have them go, hey, pump and dump coin. I love these coins. Can we get some made for the project? All we need is this, that, and the other, and let their communities handle that, right? So we'll work together as your website comes together. It doesn't have to be tomorrow, man. Just something to keep in track. Something I was thinking of this the other day. I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, we can discuss that later.
So on WordPress, I'm gonna give Varus at least another week until we start hammering it as our own, maybe 2. I'd like to maybe, since we have available this Shopify one now, thanks to Human Action, awesome character. Not sure if it's a guy or a girl, but super cool of them to not only take it upon themselves to make this script for Shopify shops, like literally never talk to the person, never discuss this, but then to post about it and share with his community of 1,000 people or more that he's added ARRR, and ended up speaking with them, and they forwarded me the script that's used for Shopify. So essentially what it does, I'm figuring out, is it basically creates a payment invoice. And the only real difference between a regular plugin would be that you just have to verify the payment came through. So it's a little bit more like Lutz's solution with the ECWID, but you don't have to sign up with a third party like ECWID. It just goes through Shopify. So, I mean, again, they're still a third party, but yeah, it's a neat way for users who already have a Shopify shop to add a ARRR payment option for their clients. So then essentially that just opens up another 30% of the internet shops after we have 40% of them with WordPress. So
Now here's
wow,
my question.
Awesome.
Does that work with WordPress? Because that's essentially what I'm trying to do, find this similar solution, at least for the time being, for WordPress, like I have on ECWID.
Did you see John put on a new one-click setup? Is that applicable to your situation? He just did.
I didn't see.
He just did it this weekend.
No, that's for setting a Varus Pay.
Isn't that what you're talking about setting up in the WordPress shop? Oh, you're talking about adding ARRR now until Varus Pay adds us.
Exactly.
So my only thought there would be, and Human Action will answer, but they've got a Shopify shop, so I'm not sure if it's applicable. But the only answer I would really have there is we don't mind doing something like that. I guess we can support multiple ways for this to work. I am happy and proud to support Varus Pay because they will not only support us, they'll support ARRR, they'll support Bitcoin and other forms of payment as well in the future, which makes it easier for us to distribute to shop owners, right? Where a shop owner says, well, I don't want to add just, our payments. I already have Bitcoin. You go, well, this one has Bitcoin and Litecoin and Zcash and Komodo and Varus and Pirate. And you can choose it all from one plugin. So I am excited to kind of push that over doing our own. So if anyone's working on that right now, maybe just take a pause just because of that. I think it's a better forward-thinking way to get experience with getting into shops who accept crypto already. So that said, if you're already working on it, you're almost done, fine, but Varus Pay is definitely going to be the way to go just because we have the entire support of their team and we have our team. And
plus,
Varus
we can
Mobile will
allocate
work
those human resources elsewhere that we need it.
One more time.
Plus, we can allocate the human resources elsewhere since, VerisPay is going to add us.
Look, I don't know if you guys have tried Veris Mobile yet, but I use Veris Mobile with VerisPay. Wow, that was it was stupid easy. Literally, go up to the site, sign out. This is about the coins with it, I think. Is that right? No, I bought the extra coins with it. And
Yeah.
it was a breeze. Literally onto this website, click into sign out, ask me for my information. I wrote fishy-guts, and I wrote my mailing address, and I clicked pay, and I clicked Veris, and it gave me a QR code, and I pulled up my VerisPay app. I entered my password. I scanned the QR code, and then just on my screen it said, "Do you wish to pay this amount of Veris for this invoice?" It literally took care of the payment amount, took care of the transaction fee, took care of everything, and all I had to click was yes, and asked me, "Are you sure?" And yes, and bam, payment was done. It was in there in less than 2 minutes. I mean, man, if we can get this for the pirate, that's exactly what we need for all kinds of use cases. So that said, going back to this conversation I had earlier about PBOS, Mike's really focused on that until he really works on Veris Mobile with Z transactions. So I'm going to sick Radix on Mike Tout Jr. and see if there's any way they can hammer something out together, or at least put the framework together for Mike Sr. to wrap it up sooner than expected, because it's really a great, smooth app. And if you haven't used it yet, guys, I suggest it. Give it a try. Just throw a couple of Veris and Komodo on it and try to make some purchases, and yeah, you'll enjoy it. I had to step away for a sec. Was it silent the whole time? I'll take that as a yes. So, new shift. I'm going to work on the release statement media for the Shopify script. I sent Human Action a nice little Komodo bump yesterday for their efforts, unsolicited efforts and work. That was from the Pirate Fund, so I sent 250 Komodo from there. I was just really happy with what they did, and I think they deserve it for not only doing it unsolicited, but offering it up without question. So I'm going to work up on a write-up in the next 24 hours for that. And then we're going to push that for the next week or two. So Shopify users, if you know anyone, let's get them on board. One of the things that Mike Tout and I are working on for a release, program, promotion, whatever, is an onboarding referral fee. So shops and the referrer will both get a referral bump of R. So 500 R for the referrer, 500 for the shop who installs it and it's functional. And then for both of them, either one of them, another 500 R if they provide proof that someone else purchased something on the site. So I'm putting up my own R for that as a bounty. I would love if anyone wants to help. I don't know how much I'm going to need. The limit is 200, which is a lot of what I have, but I don't think we'll go through it all in the bounty time period. So I'll keep you posted as that bounty is released, and we'll go from there. The team at Veris is also going to provide some Veris as well as a part of the bounty. So that should be great, where any of you guys can bring all your friends in, bring all your relatives, whoever has a shop that wants to accept Pirate and Veris, they can get a bump and a bonus for doing so. So really looking forward to putting this together in the next couple weeks too. It's going to be a great buzz, I hope. We'll have a Twitter campaign around it and a Reddit campaign. We'll have all options of social media for people to post to so that we can share this. So really looking forward to that, because Z-commerce is what we can do the best, man, right? If we can do it first and best, it's on. I think it's great that we can give this to the people and give privacy to the people and give functionality to people. So Mr. Lynch is working really hard behind the scenes. I think you guys will be very impressed with him over the next couple months with what he's doing for this efforts. So with that said, any questions, guys? I'm really excited about this. Anyone have any questions or ideas? Send some shop names in the chat. Let me know who does accept crypto, who likes privacy. Glad to keep throwing this around, and I'm glad to talk to any of them myself directly. Wow. No one has anything to say, huh? Come on. I love it. Geez, can you hear my dogs? There is going to be a Drath for Varus Pay. I can do it in a week, probably 2. I'd like to focus on the Shopify thing for the next 2 weeks. Very excited about it. Something that was unexpected, so we kind of love to focus some efforts on that instead of twiddling our thumbs waiting for Varus. And in that line of thought, no reason we can't take an extra week since we've waited 6 months to get to this point. Now, while there is still a lot to iron out here, but I'm going to copy a link that Lynch just sent. I'm going to put it in chat for now. Mind you, this is all just preliminary. We love to share things with you guys, and we're very open, and we do this because we love communication and ideas. We're pretty set on these ideas and numbers here because we've certainly been talking about it for a couple weeks, so it's not like something we just threw together before the radio show. On supporting the ecosystem, supporting other projects, supporting Z-commerce and community incentives, we will definitely be putting a percentage of our Notary Node rewards each month towards these efforts. The node rewards are 1,500 Komodo per month per node, and we hope to get to, so if it says ecosystem support 250 Komodo and we get 2 nodes, that'll be 500. So KMD Labs would be about 150 in Varus. All these will help support the projects that align with us, that work with us, and that help us out, that have helped us out without being asked and without being compensated, and they've done it at cost to them. So we're very excited to find a way for Pirate to give back to them. In regards to the community Komodo, we've got a little bump there. We're going to start throwing in, I think maybe faucets is what we'll be doing every month. We'll turn on that Komodo faucet and allow that to be used other places so people can be seeing that is open. In addition to that, we've discussed ways to increase the faucet amount through big blocks. So we may be discussing big block rewards over a certain percentage would go back to the community, and a percentage to the Pirate development and a percentage to Lynch and I. So just wanted to kind of share this with you guys because we're very excited about it. We obviously have some fiat costs involved with running servers. They're not crypto based. So when you look at Notary Node servers, they are not cheap. I mean, you're talking $300, $350 a month to run these things. So in terms of that, we are going to be using obviously the node income that comes in to pay for those. Hopefully we can find a quality server that accepts Komodo or Bitcoin, Lynch, if you're listening. But probably not. But in that regard, some of those figures may change in that middle area for the support and node operations because, again, those are mainly fiat based, right? So, and then going forward, the bottom part, Lynch has to be available, as I mentioned earlier, 7 days a week. Not necessarily 24 hours a day, but he's got to be available. He's got to be ready. He's got to be there to fix and update and correct. So the running costs at the bottom, at least 2/3 of that is going to him. He works really hard and he deserves that, especially if he's running a couple servers. In addition to that, the cool part of it is that he is also going to be running, if you look on there, privatebay.io and Z-commerce. So Z-commerce will be obviously the z-commerce website we've talked about over the months, a collective of websites that accept crypto. That is a searchable database, and we can direct users of crypto to sites that accept crypto with a searchable database that lines out shops that have what they're looking for or the crypto that they're looking for to spend with, and they can search that database and find, filter it out by coin and by item that they're looking for. So really looking forward to that finally coming together, and Lynch is going to do that. Really glad he's stepped up. So that's why the running costs are also majority to him, because he's going to be putting that together. We'll have a way new shops can sign up that'll be fairly easy, hopefully automated soon. We'll have a website to talk about all of this stuff coming out pretty soon, all of our Notary Node proposals and our campaign proposals. So, but the biggest part that we like, a third of each Notary Node rewards is going directly towards pirate development each month. And, as Komodo increases in value, the support and node operations amount will also go back towards the pirate development. So maybe even more than a third, right? So very excited about all that. Looking forward to bringing this to you. Last year I wanted to run for a Notary Node, but I was just a little new to the system, and I didn't have someone as reliable as Mr. Lynch to help me with this. So very excited to have met him, and this time around it's been perfect timing, especially because it's not just a node running to be a node and we get to make a bunch of Komodo because we're running nodes. We get to support the ecosystem, we get to support Komodo, we get to support other projects, we get to support z-commerce, we get to support pirate, and that's the main goal. I mean, if you look, 80% of the Notary Node rewards are going to go back towards the Komodo and pirate ecosystem. So this is where you all applause. Just kidding.
Applauding. Good. Hey, so this is all coin for the win, by the way. So I just caught kind of the last part of it, where we're talking about z-commerce, and is this directly correlated with Pirate Bay? Is that what I'm hearing or understanding?
Yeah, so I left out the Pirate Bay stuff because it's still under development very much, but the idea is Lynch is trying to find a payment service, a support payment service to provide support for mobile wallets.
Okay. Oh, got you. Okay.
Yeah, it's a different.
I just caught the end of it. I wasn't sure what we were talking about exactly.
So if I'm understanding correctly, I believe shopkeepers and shop owners can use that service to accept crypto in a variety of ways, is really the goal for it, and make it easy for them to do.
Okay, I understand now. So the people we're aiming towards is I guess e-commerce, commerce essentially. I guess like Shopify. Is that part of it?
This could be brick and mortar based if people wanted to. And
okay,
down
and
the road,
this is all going to go through the mobile app or mobile payment system. Is that?
Yeah, so it's not through VerisPay. This wouldn't be through VerisPay. This is a separate project that Lynch is working on his own, and it is basically a payment facilitator for starting out e-commerce, but eventually brick.
Okay.
I would assume once that's all set up and running down the road, there would be fiat exits. He'd probably work with someone like Shapeshift or FlipMe or Changely to convert to Bitcoin. Or, if, like we said, we were listed on costs, right? People could go, once they have their merchant services set up, people could just go straight into costs, sell their R straight to fiat exit on, a cost portal for them. So like I said earlier, a site like that may not be for traders, but that would be a site for, merchants. So yeah, that's why I didn't talk too much about it, because I'm not totally familiar with all of the ideas, but in the troll box, it looks like that's basically what we're looking to do. He's looking to do, in addition to promoting there are going to be two different sites. Private Bay is the payment provider, and z-commerce is the Amazon, the shopping portal.
Okay, and then the z-commerce, you said someone can narrow it down to what crypto they want to use, and then what shops around, I guess, around the world offer those products or services for that specific crypto. Is that what I'm understanding?
Right. So it'll be like a searchable repo of shops when they sign up to the portal through some Google Forms or something. Let's just say that may not be what it is, but let's just say they sign up for the shop. On the sign up page will be what's your web address, how do your customers contact you, what payment forms do you accept, what items do you have on your shop that you want to be searchable for, right? So they would fill out a list of hats, glasses, t-shirts, knives, hooks, eye patches, stuff like that. And then people could then go to that Z-commerce site and say, I want to buy an eye patch and I want to pay for it with Bitcoin. And then you'll get all the shops in the world, or that we have added to the repo, actually, because we got to add them physically at this point. That way you can buy a pirate eye patch with Bitcoin, and ARRR will be supported to start, and then we'll go from there, obviously.
Oh wow, yeah, that's awesome. That'd be pretty big, right? As far as Z-commerce goes.
It's in the works, man, and eventually take Monero and stuff like that too, right? So that's the idea, is to just have a one-stop shop, right, where people can do it safely and privately.
Okay. So are we? I mean, is there anything online now or anything on Twitter as far as I guess advertising for this? Is this or is it still early on in development that we're not quite there yet to kind of get it out there?
Yeah, so part of the notary node proposals this is what Lynch and I are going to be working on together. For a measly 300 Komodo a month, we're going to do our best to try and push and promote this. And essentially, to start, we'll be getting these direct plugins out, like the Shopify script and the WordPress plugin when it's out, to shops. And as we get them integrated and moving forward, we'll also, as soon as we have the site ready, all of them are going to get bombarded with, hey, we're going to add you to our site. Thanks for supporting us. Please fill out this form. And then going from there, I've got an IT guy, a friend of mine, doing a web scrape for all shops that accept crypto. And he's going to, over the next couple days or weeks, have a emailing list for me to reach out to all these shops that I will reach out to that accept crypto. And we'll try and onboard them as well through that and other methods too. Really, they don't have to do anything other than fill out a Google form, and they're going to get more traffic. So it's basically a win-win for any shop that accepts crypto right now. And especially if we have the service like Private Bay, where it might be $10 a month or $20 a month, or a flat fee per sales, right? A 1% fee instead of 5% like Visa, and they'll provide the setup for free. And then these shops really don't have much work to do, and they just get to expand their user base and their customer base fairly easy, fairly quickly.
Okay, and then you said they have to fill out a form through where exactly, or how do you do?
No idea yet. We're still working on all that. These are just something we got to put together before we release, right? We don't want to start pushing on it and then have it take 3 months for someone to get listed if we're not going to get it done for the next 3 or 6.
No, I got you. Okay, I was just kind of wondering how we're going to go about that, or how Pirate was going to go about that. Okay, well, I mean, this is my first community chat, so I mean, this is kind of cool.
No, welcome.
I gotta get back to my day job, but yeah, I'll be sure to keep checking out announcements and whatever else, and try to support as much as I can.
Love it. In regards to the community help and all that, we appreciate it to no end. It's really the way this thing moves forward. That's where Mr. Lynch came from. And on the shops, if you guys know anyone that accepts crypto and they have a Shopify or WordPress shop, just send them our way. We'll take care of the rest. You don't have to sell them on it. We'll take care of the rest. So I appreciate everyone listening today too. It's been a great chat. Any other questions today? Any other comments or things people want to talk about? Well, I gotta say, it's been a great week here at Pirate, and our community has been nothing but fantastic, helping out, spreading the word. Very much looking forward to this Notary Node stuff because it will provide a year's worth of, at least minimum funding for additional funding for Pirate devs, and integration costs, and stuff like that. We are fundamentally complete. We don't have a lot of dev work left. What we have is integration stuff for the community. So being able to have even just a small amount to give to community members like Human Action who helped out is just going to be invaluable, and it's going to show a support for the ecosystem. I think that's unequaled right now in crypto. So let's do this. This is Fishy Guts. I'll be hanging out in chat listening, but I am signing off, working on Pirate.